Hello, my friends. Welcome back to English Unleashed. I'm Tom, and today we are going to talk about something that affects almost everyone. But before I begin, I should say that recently I have not been posting videos regularly. But from now on, I will try to share more videos with you. Okay, today, we are going to talk about how to stop wasting your time. Maybe you often feel busy, but at the end of the day, you ask yourself, what did I actually do today? You were doing things all day. You checked your phone. You answered messages. You watched some videos. You looked at social media. You cleaned something. You searched for something online. Maybe you even started some work. But somehow, the important things did not get done. Does this sound familiar? If it does, you are not alone. Wasting time does not always mean doing nothing. Sometimes we waste time while we feel very busy. That is an important idea. You can be busy for 5 hours and still make very little progress. And you can work carefully for 1 hour and make a lot of progress. So today, we are going to talk about why we waste time, how to notice it, and what we can do about it. First, we need to understand something. Your time is limited. Every day, you get 24 hours. You cannot save today's hours and use them the next week. When today is finished, that time is gone. This does not mean that you should work every minute of the day. Of course not. You need to rest. You need to sleep. You need to spend time with your family and friends. You need time to enjoy life. Resting is not wasting time. Watching a film because you want to relax is not necessarily wasting time. Sitting in a cafe and talking to a friend is not wasting time. The problem starts when you spend time on something that you did not really choose to do. For example, you open your phone because you want to answer one message. 20 minutes later, you are watching videos that you did not plan to watch. Then another 20 minutes pass. Then another one. You did not decide, I want to spend 1 hour watching these videos. It just happened. That is different. One of the best ways to stop wasting time is to become more aware of where your time goes. For one day, simply notice what you do. You do not need to make a complicated plan. Just pay attention. When you pick up your phone, notice it. When you open social media, notice it. When you stop working because you want to check something online, notice it. When you spend 30 minutes choosing what to watch, notice it. Many people think they need better time management, but sometimes they first need better awareness. You cannot change something if you do not notice it. The phone is one of the biggest problems for many people today. Phones are useful. We use them for work, messages, maps, banking, learning, music, and many other things. The problem is that everything is in one place. You pick up your phone to check the weather, then you see a message. You answer the message, then you see a notification. You open it, then you see a video, then another video. Suddenly, 25 minutes are gone. So, when you pick up your phone, ask yourself a simple question. Why am I picking up my phone? Maybe the answer is, I need to call my mother. Good. Make the call. Then put the phone down. Maybe the answer is, I want to check an email. Good. Check the email. Then stop. This sounds simple, but it can make a big difference. Have a reason before you open an app. Do not just open it because you are bored for 5 seconds. Boredom is not always bad. You do not have to fill every quiet moment. Sometimes your mind needs quiet time. Another reason we waste time is because we do not know what to do next. Imagine you have a free Saturday morning. You want to exercise. You want to clean the house. You want to study English. You need to buy some food. You want to read. You also need to answer some emails. There are many things you could do. But because there is so many choices, you do not start anything. Instead, you sit on the sofa and look at your phone. An hour passes. This is why deciding what is important can help you. You do not need a long list of 20 things. Choose 3 important things. Ask yourself, if I finish only 3 useful things today, what should they be? Maybe your answer is exercise, study English, and buy food. That is good. Now your day is a lot more clear. You can still do other things, but you know what matters most. This is especially useful in the morning. Before the day becomes busy, decide what your main tasks are. Do not wait until the middle of the day to decide. You can even decide the night before. Another common problem is starting your day with easy things. You wake up, you check messages, you look at the news, you answer an email, you watch a few videos, you organize some files. These things may feel useful, but the important job is still waiting. Maybe you need to study. Maybe you need to write something. Maybe you need to prepare something for work. Maybe you need to exercise. Often, the important task is not the easiest task. That is why we avoid it. Try doing one important thing before you spend too much time on small things. You do not have to finish the whole task. Just start. This brings us to another big reason people waste time. We often wait until we feel ready. We say, I will exercise when I have more energy. I will start studying when I feel more focused. I will clean the house later. I will start a project when I have more time. But the perfect time often does not come. You may never feel completely ready. Sometimes you have to start before you feel ready. So tell yourself, I will do this for 10 minutes. 10 minutes feels easy. You're not telling yourself to work for 3 hours. You are only starting. And something interesting often happens. After 10 minutes, you want to continue. Starting is usually harder than continuing. Think about exercise. Putting on your clothes and going to the gym can feel difficult. But when you are ready at the gym, continuing is easier. English practice is the same. You might think, I do not want to study for an hour today. Fine. Do not think about 1 hour. Just open your lesson. Listen for 10 minutes. Read for 10 minutes. Practice speaking for 10 minutes. The goal is to begin. Do not make starting too difficult. Another way we waste time is by trying to do too many things at the same time. You are working, but your phone is next to you. A message arrives. You read it. Then you return to work. 2 minutes later, another message arrives. You answer it. Then you return to your work again. You may think this only takes a few seconds, but every time your attention moves away from your work, you lose focus. Then you need time to focus again. Imagine reading a difficult page in a book. You read half the page, then you check your phone. When you return, you may need to read part of the page again. This makes everything slower. So, when you are doing something important, try to do only that thing. If you are studying, study. If you are writing, write. If you are exercising, exercise. If you are talking to someone, talk to them. Give one activity your full attention. You may finish much faster. Another important thing is learning to say no. Sometimes we waste time because we say yes to too many things. Someone asks us to do something and we say yes. Someone invites us somewhere and we say yes. Someone wants to talk for an hour and we stay on the phone even when we need to leave. You do not have to say yes to everything. Your time has value. Of course, you should help people. You should spend time with people you care about. But you also need to protect your time. If you already have something important to do, it is okay to say, sorry, I can't today. You are not being rude. You are making a choice about your time. Now let's talk about planning. Some people love making plans. They make beautiful lists. They buy new notebooks. They organize everything. They spend an hour preparing to work. But then they do not actually work. Planning can also become a form of wasting time. You do not need the perfect plan. A simple plan is enough. Know what you need to do. Know what you want to do first. Then begin. Action is more important than making the perfect plan. This is also true for English learners. You can spend hours searching for the perfect English course. You can watch videos about how to learn English. You can compare different apps. You can ask people which book is best. You can make a beautiful study plan, but none of these things can replace actually using English. At some point, you need to listen. You need to read. You need to speak. You need to learn. Sometimes searching for a better method feels easier than doing the work. If you already have a good book, course, teacher, or podcast, use it. Give it time. Do not change your method every few days. Another important idea is to make good actions easy. Imagine you want to read every evening, but your book is in another room. When you sit on the sofa, your phone is already in your hand. Which one are you more likely to use? Well, probably your phone. So put the book next to the sofa. Make reading easy. If you want to exercise in the morning, prepare your clothes the night before. If you want to practice English during breakfast, have the lesson ready. If you want to drink more water, keep water near you. Small changes in your environment can save a lot of time. You do not always need more motivation. Sometimes you simply need to make the right action easier. It also helps to make distractions more difficult. If your phone is always next to you, you will probably check it. So put it in another room when you need to focus. If you keep opening social media on your computer, close those pages before you begin working. If notifications keep stopping you, turn off the notifications that you do not need. You do not need to fight with yourself every 5 minutes. Change your environment. Make distraction less easy. And another problem is perfection. Perfection can waste a lot of time. Maybe you are writing an email. You read it 10 times. You change one word. Then you change it back. Then you read it again. The email was already good 20 minutes ago, but you are still working on it. Maybe you are cleaning your home. Everything looks good, but you continue because you want everything to be perfect. Maybe you are learning English. You want to understand every word before you continue. You stop every few seconds. You check every new word. A short lesson takes 2 hours. Sometimes good enough really is good enough. Not everything needs your best work. Some tasks are important and need more care. Other tasks simply need to be finished. Learn the difference. This can save you a lot of time. It is also important to notice when you have the most energy. Some people think clearly in the morning. Other people work better later in the day. If possible, do your difficult work when your energy is good. Do not use your best time for things that you do not need much energy. For example, imagine you feel very focused between 9 and 11 in the morning. Do not spend those 2 hours reading random messages if you have an important project. Use that time for the project. You can answer simple messages later. Use your best energy for your most important work. You should also understand the difference between being tired and being distracted. Sometimes you really are tired. In that case, rest may be the right choice. Go for a short walk. Have something to eat. Drink some water. Sit quietly. Sleep if you need to. But sometimes we say, I'm tired, when we are actually just bored with the task. If you can watch videos for an hour, maybe you have enough energy to work for 10 minutes. Ask yourself, do I really need rest or do I just want to avoid this task? Be truthful with yourself. You do not need to judge yourself. Just notice what is happening. Another useful question is, what am I waiting for? Maybe there is something you have wanted to do for months. Start exercising. Read a book. Take a course. Organize your room. Improve your English. Start a new project. Call someone. Visit a place. And every week you think, maybe next week. But weeks become months. Months become years. Sometimes we think we have a lot of time. We say, I will do it later. But later can become a dangerous word. You do not have to do everything today, but if something is important to you, take one small action today, not tomorrow, today. If you want to improve your English, listen for 10 minutes today. If you want to become healthier, take a walk today. If you want to read more, read 5 pages today. Your life is not a machine. You do not need to make every minute useful. You need quiet time. You need time to think. You need fun. You need conversations. You need sleep. You need days when you do less. The goal is not to become busy every second. The goal is to spend your time on purpose. So, today, maybe you can start something you have been avoiding for 10 minutes. Maybe you can stop searching for the perfect way and simply begin. Remember, your time is your life. You do not need to use every minute perfectly, but you should not give your time away without noticing. Use your time for the things that matter to you. Use some of it for work, some of it for learning. Use some of it for the people you love. Use some of it for your health. And use some of it simply to enjoy being alive. Small choices repeated every day can completely change how you use your time. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of English Unleashed. I'm Talum, and remember, you do not need to change everything today. Just choose one small change. Start today and keep going. Bye for now.